Hey everyone, we are back for the Into the Wild League. This is week 3, and we are starting off with a fantastic match tonight. We're going to be seeing Bananaramic versus Chai. I am Rod Johnston, and with me tonight is Itinerant Wizard. And I told him I was just calling him Wizard all night because I can't say Itinerant all night, so it's just going to be Wizard.
All
So,
good.
yep. So
Hi, everyone.
how you doing tonight, sir?
Not bad, not bad. It's a little late on the Eastern time zone, but fortunately I'm a night owl and I just pounded 24 ounces of Coke Zero, so I am fired up.
You're a party animal, Wizard. You're a party animal. So, okay, let's get over this. I'll go over the rules real quick. So this is the format for the Into the Wild League. This is week 3, so players bring their 3 remaining classes. The previous 2 weeks, the players both had 3 classes they played, and so they are down to 3 classes. So every week you pick 3 classes. There's no bans or anything like that. And at the end of the 3-week cycle, you have the 3 classes left. And then next week they'll get new to start the cycle over again and get to pick whatever 3 classes they want next week. There are no like deck building challenges this week. This is just a standard week. So we're going to see some interesting wild lists, but nothing that had to be built in a particular fashion. You have the deck lists, Mr. Wizard. Do you want to go over what they kind of brought tonight?
Sure thing. All right, so Chai tonight is bringing Priest, Shaman, and Warrior. And her Priest deck is a pretty sweet-looking Dragon Priest, so we're going to see some fun Dragon synergy shenanigans from that deck. Her Shaman deck, hang on a second, is Slizzle's Pinata Even Shaman, so that should be pretty brutal.
There is. Let me go off that. So next week they're required to have pinatas in one of their decks. So that should be interesting also.
Good practice. Good practice. Yeah, and her third, the Warrior deck, is a Pirate Warrior deck with a sprinkling of dragons in it, so a little dragon spice.
Ah, nice.
So that should be nice.
Is it like
Let me see.
similar to those tempo warrior decks that were around in standard for a long time a couple years ago?
There's some beef at the top end of this deck. It goes a little bigger than you might expect a Pirate Warrior to go, but when you draw a Deathwing and then you're just hoping to kill your opponent before you ever play it, all the Dragon Synergy cards in your hand are guaranteed to activate because you can't get rid of the dragon. So
Yep, that is true.
And then let's see. So Bananaramic's lists. So Bananaramic has brought Druid, Warlock, and Rogue. So his Druid deck is a token deck. But it's Whispering Woods, Soul of the Forest, and a bunch of little things. Floop's Glorious Gloop might make an appearance. That could be fun. So token deck for Druid. The Warlock deck, hang on a second, is a Mali Warlock. So we're seeing a bunch of stall, a bunch of spell damage, and then of course a bunch of things to take advantage of Malagos and friends. And then his Rogue deck. The name of the Rogue deck is Lots of Giants. So we see things like Gang Up and Lab Recruiter to make all of those arcane giants just keep coming. So that should be fun. It's going to be big and stompy.
Nice. Okay, then I think we could get going, man. It sounds like we're going to have a great set of matches.
Yeah, looks like it's going to be fun. I'll be curious to see like what order they bring them out in.
Yeah, that's always one of these interesting things in these matchups where it's like the order you bring your decks out is so important because you might
You're trying to guess.
Yeah, it's like a mind game with this. You're trying to make sure you get your best matchups and take advantage of what you brought over what your opponent brought, and you don't know what your opponent brought. That's part of the problem, right?
Right. Yeah, so you're just you're trying to see what you can do to figure out what you know about your opponent and what they like in a particular class, and maybe base some the deck design decisions on that, and hope you're right.
Yeah.
And then you're guessing what they're going to bring out first, and hope you pick the right deck to fight that.
Okay, so let's see what's going on. Okay, so it looks like Bananaramic brought his Warlock deck, and Chai brought her Shaman deck.
All right.
So we have a heavy kind of control-y Warlock feel because, like you said, he's stalling. We have a Void Lord, a Spellstone, and some Hellfire. It should be interesting. What is this? What is this Shaman deck again?
Hang on a second. So the Shaman deck. Oh, this is the even Shaman with
Okay.
with the Yada.
Cool. Yeah, that's even Shaman's such a powerful deck, right?
Yeah.
I'm not spectating here. Crap. I'm not spectating Chai was what it was. Okay.
Okay. Yeah,
There
I
it
just
goes.
got to both of them. There we go. Yeah, Sea Giant. She held Sea Giant and pitched everything else, and got rewarded with an eel and both Flame Wreath Faceless.
Four mana 7/7s for the win. Oh
Indeed.
man, that was a great pickup by Banana because he got the Void Lord with the Void Collar in his hand. Yep. And that's gonna.
Spark Eel goes to the face.
Yep. The face is the place. If that Void Collar dies and brings out that Void Lord, it's going to be interesting because Chai doesn't have any devolves in hand or anything like that right now.
Right, but 7/7s hit Void Lords pretty hard.
They do
So-
indeed. They do indeed.
Oh, and another Void Caller. Well, of course, now the risk here, if he does bring one out, there's always a chance that the first Void Caller calls the second one, right? So now it's a 50-50 proposition.
Yeah.
Oh, she's gonna coin out the Faceless. Let's just get things going as fast as possible, she says.
Yeah. It's gonna be she's gonna have less mana next turn, but she doesn't care because she's gonna have a 7/7. So.
She's got a wolf in hand, so she'll be able to put that out. Dish out some extra damage with her totem.
Yeah, it is. She's got the board, which is what she needs to do.
Yeah. She's got to crush Bananaramic as fast as she can.
Yeah, and he's already down to 11 health, which is insane.
Turn 4.
Yeah. And he hasn't even felt like I mean, that's the thing. He's tapping every turn, and it looks like he's going to... I mean, you have to trade, right?
I would, yeah, I would have, well, we'll see what happens. Maybe he's gonna Thanos and Defile.
Well played.
The BMing from Chai.
Oh, and he gets the Void Lord.
Oh,
He does get the 50-50, the coin toss goes in his favor.
man, does Chai, like, go balls to the wall and just start chucking crackles at Banana's face?
Maybe.
I think she might have if she had hit the spell power.
totem.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see. She's currently holding one Faceless and a Thing from Below. The Thing from Below is still costing 4. She's got both things from below and both crackles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why it would have been interesting if she had pulled that spell power totem if she would have just gone face like that.
Yeah. Another thing Bananaramic could have done was put out the Void Caller and then traded the one he had on the board into the Flame Wreath Faceless to guarantee
Yeah.
the Void Daddy, but he took the chance, and now his Spellstone is fully powered.
And that spellstone was so clutch for Banana.
Yeah. Lost Barnes, but he's got a lot of good stuff in his hand still.
That must have been like for Chai, like, why the heck is there a Barnes in his hand? It's been one of those texts that's been happening for a while, even back to when Barnes was still in Standard, because you were trying to pull those, those big minions like Void Lords. It doesn't always happen, but it's not unseen,
Right. I guess, a 1/1 Void Lord still brings out 3 Void Walkers. Right, 1/1 Thorson still makes your hand cheaper.
So this is gonna be interesting because without how insistent on getting this spell powered totem is awesome gonna be. It doesn't really matter. Banana, I should say. I don't know why his thing is banana or awesome sauce, but it is. So
I see Bananaramic on my
Yeah.
screen.
I think it's the one of those things with those damn with the real names and whatnot. And I don't.
Okay.
Yeah. It's gonna be really hard at this point, I think, to finish Bananaramic off for Chai because
With the Inventor in hand.
yeah.
And Mal'Ganis hanging out behind all those Voidwalkers. The Sea Giant's going to be free.
Yeah.
Well, Bananaramic is going to be able to hide behind at least a couple of Voidwalkers. If he puts up the
And-
Giggling, he's going to just stop her dead for at least this turn.
Yeah. I mean, he also just traded this Void Caller into the one of the bigger
To get
minions
Mal'Ganis out,
Yep.
yeah.
and make himself invincible. I mean, the weird thing with that was, do you Hellfire first? Was that a bad order from Bananaramic?
Well, if he had Hellfired first, he would have killed the Voidwalkers, right? And then they wouldn't be still on the board. He needed Mal'Ganis in play to keep them alive.
Oh
through the
yeah, that's
Hellfire.
true. That's true. You're a smart man, Wizard. You're a smart man.
That's why my name's Wizard.
My math isn't my strong element here. I guess I can't even talk properly tonight.
Well, you did say earlier you might be drunk for this. So.
Yeah, maybe. I've only had a beer lately though, so I've calmed down.
Okay.
So both players
Alright, so-
are running out of like ammo here, but unfortunately for Chai, she does not have a thing called tap, life
Yes. And also, unfortunately for Chai, Bananaramic has the Giggling Inventor.
tap. Damn giggling.
The
inventor.
single card that is taking over the entire game.
I am confident at this point that after the America playoffs next weekend, they're going to announce some kind of nerf or balance adjustment to Giggling Inventor. You can't have a standard card in that many decks without it.
Right.
And how does that's twice now? Oh no, it's not. Okay, she received another 1/3 earlier, right? Okay.
Yeah. She got the Glowtron earlier, and now she got the Ethereum
Yep.
Rover.
And
So a little bit of armor.
yeah, it's a nice feature.
Yeah. Oh,
She
and Bananaramic picks up Malagos, so that Soulfire is going to do a lot of damage.
Yeah, it is. That's a 9 mana or 9 damage Soulfire, which is you feel less bad about your discarding a card at that point.
Yeah, or 8 damage to the board next turn.
That's incredible.
So does he doesn't?
Little that's incredible from Chai. She wasn't expecting to see Malagos.
Yep. I really like this list that Banana brought. It's interesting and it's fun. It reminds me of the old days of Malagos Rogue, like not like the Death Rattle Malagos Rogues now, where you would try to pull one out with Barnes and pull Rogue shenanigans. Okay, that was an interesting move.
So she can Pigpile on. No, gonna go face. Totem Carver comes out for a 6/6.
That Hellfire.
Hellfire still wipes the board.
Yeah.
Well played.
And then Soulfire plus Malagos is exactly lethal.
Yep. That
And
is.
Malagos brings it home. Bananaramic wins the first game.
Yep. Here. Hold 1 second. Okay. So let's go back to us.
Okay.
Okay, cool. And let's update the score. So that was a fun game, man. This is what I like about this league a lot is that players are bringing fun decks, and it makes it just super interesting.
It really looked like Chai was going to just take it with the really strong, really fast start.
Yeah.
With the Even Shaman having Bananaramic down to just 11 life on turn 5 and ready to swing for the fences, but he was able to turn it around at the end there.
Yeah. So Banana goes, I just tuned in to see the title of the stream and it's wrong, and I'm like, yeah, I don't have control of that. You guys.
Yeah, the title of the stream has been wrong. Oh, actually, so it was wrong for the first match yesterday.
Yeah.
Let me ping Nate, see if we can get that fixed up. Oh, it's probably too late because the stream has started, right?
I don't know. I mean, it started. He could change it whenever. It will. It can go back to whenever. It's just it's the 5 minute delay is what makes everything awkward because we're in the future for them. So.
Right.
Okay. Okay, you guys are good to go.
All right. Let's see what we get next.
Okay. Back to the game.
Maybe one thing we could do is talk with Nate about giving permission to more people. All right, so we've got Druid versus Priest.
Yeah, this is the token druid you were talking about.
Yep.
Whisper
the Old Gods.
Yeah,
Nice.
It's such a fun card. It never really got played because the mana cost is so nuts. And you like think about the card that just came into like with Boomsday, or not even Boomsday. It was the
Whispering Woods.
yeah, Whispering Woods. It's just so like similar, but like way better value. It's only 4 mana, right?
Yeah, but it's the number of wisps you get is dependent on the number of cards in hand.
Yep.
So there will be times when you won't get as much value out of it.
Yep.
And you don't have the option of buffing your existing minions like you do with wisps of the Old Gods. Well, all right.
Banana says the file thing was just lag.
The defile thing was lag.
I think he meant like he thought he was gonna clear it off and not what happened where he had to do also whatever he did trade or whatever happened there at the end.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just laughing.
Gotcha.
Okay.
All right, so Chai coming out again, aggressive with the double whelp.
If Chai gets going, man, she's got these divine spirits.
Double divine spirits in hand. Yeah, if she picks up an inner fire, this could be over very quickly.
Oh man, that is ballsy right there. Playing that
Yeah, because if she draws inner fire, she can go 6 12. She can put 12, 14, 16 up.
Yeah.
On the board.
Huh,
of course,
Bran is fun. It's back to the old days of getting the operative and getting 2 of your opponent's cards.
Yeah.
See
or double Dustbreaker for to do 6 to the board.
Yep. I'm wondering. Oh God, Floop's Glorious Gloop, a card that I know everyone was so into that card before this set came out, and hasn't seen much play since opening weekend.
Yeah, I think I've heard a lot of folks talk about how when you're in a situation where you can really get the payoff from the gloop, you're winning anyway.
Yeah.
So, the Shadow Ascendant.
Oh, I've always really liked that card. It is like it's a kind of a. It seems unassuming, but man,
it snowballs so fast.
Yeah, it does. And when Priest is snowballing, it is your opponent isn't for a world of hurt.
And so there's a nice way to manage the board, right? Getting rid of the whelps to clear the board and guarantee that the Radiant Elemental gets the buff from the Shadow Ascendant.
Yep. And now this Elemental's up to 4 health, and I don't see it. Are there naturalizes in Banana's list? Does he run any naturalizes?
Let me double check. I don't see it.
Okay. Oh man.
He's got Living Roots.
Oh, this is a gross Dustbreaker. Oh no! And it's gonna kill his Shadow Ascendant, or kill her Shadow Ascendant. But man, it doesn't matter because you get your opponent's board cleared, and Banana is down to 15 health. I see a Dr. Boom in this, which is interesting too.
Yeah, he does come with his own tokens.
Yeah. Oh!
And there's the inner fire.
So that's 7.
Do,
yeah.
6,
that's going to be
12,
lethal. Yep.
15. Yep. Oh no, 14. Oh right.
But
so
the
14 plus 3, 17.
Yep.
That'll be game.
These two are BMing so much, and it's hysterical. What is Chai doing?
I think she's just making him wait.
Yeah, it's funny. Man,
Boom, and Chai comes swinging back, and now that'll make it 1-1.
just 1 sec. Oh man, that's what's so frustrating about Priest when that happens to you. You're like, oh okay, I've been controlling the board, everything's okay, and then
one little minion just goes out of control.
And you go, oh, this is fun. I mean, Priest can do those things. Like, that's kind of the state Priest is in right now. I was talking to Wicked Good earlier today, and it's like, he's a big Priest player, and he's like, yeah, that's kind of, I was like, all they are right now is like memey kind of OTK stuff, so at least in Standard. And it seems like in Wild, it's not much different. I mean, the inner fire shenanigans, like, just can take you down from real high up. So
Yep.
okay, cool.
Yeah.
So
go ahead.
no, I was gonna say what you were gonna say, sir.
Oh, I was just gonna agree with you. Like every variant of priest I've seen on the ladder has been, like you've got the Mechathun priest, you've got the inner fire priest, right? Even when Raza priest was a thing, it was effectively one turn because it was all about dealing 30 damage in a turn with the 0 cost hero power and so on, right?
Yep. Yeah, so I told them to go, so we'll see what they both bring up here in a second then.
All right, so Bananaramic's Warlock has won, and
Chai's
Priest has won. Okay.
I love these games, man. It's so much fun seeing these high-level players just have fun and play these silly decks and take good spirits, and just this league has been so well run by Nate and Craig. I mean, it's mostly Nate running everything, but we are.
Yeah, I know he's done a ton of work on getting all the collateral together, getting the website going, wrangling all the people. And Wildcard has also helped with that. All right, so even Shaman against Token Druid.
So
2 aggressive decks.
Yeah, the interesting thing here is devolve can be a major problem for the Token Druid, because you can sit there and put Soul of the Forest on things or whatever, but they still have to remove all those minions after they devolve them and everything like that. So you're still at the point where you have to like clear out both of them and be able to take care of the whole board, take out the waves of the minions, right?
Right. But a bunch of wisps that get buffed, and then with Soul of the Forest that suddenly become a bunch of penguins and other zero mana minions. Is still sad for the druid.
Yeah. Man, Living Roots is such a good card.
Mm-hmm.
It's
2 bodies on the board and then the Haunted Creeper to back it up.
Yep, and it's the flexibility, man. That's what's so good about Druid. They have the flexibility to choose what they need out of all these cards. It is, when I saw Branching Paths like get unveiled, I was like, oh, this card's okay. And then you go, but man, it's so really amazing with the flexibility if you could do whatever you need in any situation.
Yeah, I love that it's the flexibility is key, right? And you see that in the choose one mechanic and so many of the Druid cards.
Yep.
All right, so Bananaramic spending the coin to get Mark of the Lotus out on a few minions.
Yeah, Mark of the Lotus is such a important thing with this kind of deck.
Early devolve.
And it's no Mark of the Lotus is kind of like why I think Token Druid kind of disappeared for a while, but they've gotten the tools now to kind of bring it back in Standard, but it's still real strong and Wild.
Yeah, I think the Whispering Woods, because Soul of the Forest is that's a classic card, right? So, a Savage Roar on just 3 targets.
Yeah.
Take down that golem and then push 5 to the face.
So Nate has given me the information for the channel, but
okay.
I think he probably updated the stream himself now tonight. So.
Well, I guess we'll know in a few minutes once it catches up.
Yeah, it's you never know with this stuff, right?
Right.
Damn time travel.
All right, and Chai opting to bring out the thing, not yet fully discounted, but to put a big body in front of that flame imp.
Yep.
Meyer Keeper will help Bananaramic ramp a little bit. And now
It's-
we see Chai again building up with with Faceless, and oh, there's a pinata.
Gotta love the pinata. I love the artwork of the weaponized pinata. It's one of
Kind of crazy. It's
one,
awesome.
it's one of my favorite cards artwork ever. It's my favorite art is when they do those silly cards, but they're just like good spirited cards, you know?
Yeah. All right. So Nate has also sent me the stream login information. So let me see. I'll log in and see if I can change it.
Okay. And again, I'm not sure he hasn't already done it. Oh man, this flame tongue is gonna do some work because Chai is gonna be able to trade both her totems in, go face, and then everything's gonna get healed.
Yep. Healing Totem is so great.
Especially for like these kind of matchups where it's like you're facing Druid that has lots of minions and things that do 1 damage, and you could just take the trade into them and then go, I don't even care, I'm gonna get healed next turn.
Yep.
Go
When
ahead.
I'm on the other side looking at a shaman and I see that I see the healing totem pop up, it's always a little bit demoralizing.
Oh yeah, because you're like, oh, so now they're gonna sit there and trade basically for free,
Yep.
and it sucks. Chai is gonna lose the Voodoo Doctor, but it's not a huge deal in the long run. Let's see if she plays out the Gen, and she does.
Becoming our greatest strength.
I like that pickup. Does Banana play the Lothab, or is he going to? I don't know how much value he's going to get out of this Wisp this turn, but he's looking. It looks like he's thinking about playing it.
Well, one of the options is to make those guys all 3/7s, right? So,
but
that's not too shabby.
It's not shabby, but what's it buy him in the long run? He's got the 7/7 and the 6/5 there, plus the Flame Tongue.
He takes out the Taunt Totem and the Flame Tongue, and one of those. So he takes out a bunch of totems.
Yeah.
He is still looking at a couple of big things on the other side of the board, but
Yeah.
it's that steady push of a few points here, a few points there from things that shouldn't be able to do damage that I think is kind of really helping Chai here.
Yeah. Banana needs to establish a board and just be able to go wide so he can do all the things he wants to do with his deck. And Banana is either lagged out or no, he's here. He looks like he's gonna go with that Lotheb and a ramp. Does he trade with the totem? No, he doesn't. Okay.
That's incredible.
All right, I have
Unfortunately,
now updated the stream name. Sorry, go ahead.
okay, I was gonna say, unfortunately for Banana, there really isn't affecting Chai's game plan this turn because the only spell in her hand is a Crackle, which I don't think she was gonna use anyways this turn.
No. And yeah, she can use the eel to finish off that last.
Or say screw
Scarab if she wants to.
Or say screw it and play a weaponized pinata because
Right. She's just gonna go through it next turn anyway.
Yeah. I like the pinata here. She's just gonna go.
Yep, that fills the board though. A crackle on Lothab or face? Crackle on Lothab. Okay.
I like that because she knows she has to maintain a board presence. Oh man. See, here's the problem we with the old gods. It's the 7
One
mana.
mana too much.
Yep. And the Soul of the Forest. So Banana is going to UI the Gen, which I think is a good move.
Yep, take 6 attack off the board. And now maybe he'll draw the tools he needs to. Yep, there's Giggling plus Soul of the Forest. Giggling plus Living Roots plus Soul of the Forest gives him a big sticky board
Yep.
to hold Chai off a little longer.
But is it enough? I don't know.
don't know.
He's in a lot of trouble here because Chai still has this 7/7 on the board,
Yeah.
and she's going to push another 9 damage this turn. Plus, she got a thing from below on the board next to a flame tongue.
So even with Giggling, she's going to be able to Spreading Plague.
Yep, you get a Spreading Plague into Soul of the Forest here, and
That is definitely going to slow Chai down a bit.
Yep.
Unless she draws her second Devolve.
Yeah, if she draws a Devolve, she wins the game. But if not, yeah, you sold this, right? I think you have to sold this.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, the alternative is branching paths to make them all do 3 damage, which means, Chai is throwing away minions to batter down that wall.
Yeah.
And that's what you do.
See, it's an interesting thing because I guess Banana decided that he'd rather take as much damage into these minions as he can and sacrifice it because he's got the Haunted Creeper, he's got the Giggling Inventor, he's got the Wisp of the Old Gods, and just wants to do as much damage on the board as possible. Doesn't have any Savage Roars at the moment, which is not ideal, but yeah, and it might have been at this point where he was going to be better off this turn having those Soul of Forest out, and he could have wisped that and maybe.
Well, but now, right, with Giggling, Living Roots, and Soul, he's got 7 minions on board, all with will all turn back into treants. He can take out the thing from below with one of those remaining scarabs.
Yep.
That's assuming he decides to. He's
Oh.
going to do it just on these 5. Maybe he's saving the Living Roots for direct damage.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Okay.
Which is an interesting choice. I don't know if I would have gone that way, but he was just trying to take the 2 addition. I mean, he's taking 4 damage at the board because the 2 minions next to that, the puppy.
Mm-hmm.
So.
It did allow him to get rid of. Chai top decks the second Devolve.
That hurts for Banana. That hurts real bad.
Yeah, but the Righteous Defender is going to hold off 2 minions, and he's got poison on that side, so it's not over yet. The Devolve, this is the sad part about the Devolve shenanigans, right?
Yep.
And Chai decides to take out the Serpent.
Yeah,
with her least valuable minion.
Yeah, she was protecting the 7/7. So I think
I would go. Alt UI on the Faceless.
Yep.
Maybe trade into Valinar and then start pushing a little damage.
Yeah.
Because then next turn, and Whispering Woods and Soul of the Forest. So this is where we see the power of Ultimate Infestation, right?
Yeah.
Because now Bananaramic has drawn 10 cards more than Chai.
And that's basically going to be game over, it looks like.
So that's 2 situations where the Even Shaman came out, pressured the opponent really, really hard, and it was looking very bad, but then Bananaramic managed to stabilize.
Yep.
The game's not over yet, so
No.
maybe we should...
I'm not saying it's definitely over, but it does not look good for Chai at this point, looking at the hand Banana has right now.
Yeah.
I'm wondering what he's going to play this year. Oh, that sucks. He's going to go with his Malfurion, it looks like.
Maybe. Yeah. That's going to give him the power to...
The problem for...
Puts more minions on the board and, gives him additional power to stay alive.
He knows that Chai has nothing in her hand.
Yep.
It's a single Direwolf now that she drew this turn.
And now Whispers of the Old Gods for, with a buff to the minions. It's probably going to be enough for lethal.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
And
Chai surrenders.
yep. So we're gonna give. Okay. Okay. 1 sec. Okay, cool. Let's go back to us and update the score. So that match was super fun. Also, it just shows you the power of just these really sticky minions that Druid can put out there with these, you know, the older cards in the set, stuff like Haunted Creeper, and Banana didn't even really rely on those cards. Like, he used just these strong token generating cards, Spreading Plague, Giggling Inventor, just to go as wide as possible and just make it so Chai just ran out of resources to handle those threats.
Yeah. Now, Bananaramic did have, you know, he had the Inventor, he had the Living Roots, you know, and he had Soul of the Forest, so he did have a way to put up a board to sort of hold off Chai, because Chai had a full board at that point with a couple of really big beefy minions. But then when Bananaramic top decked the Spreading Plague, that really helped him a lot.
Yep. You guys are good. You are good to go. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's been fun, man. Even Shaman's such a strong deck, but man, it can have problems if you don't get to finish your opponent real fast, because it doesn't have any card draw, right? You're sitting there and whatever you draw is all you get. There's no card draw on that deck, and it makes it hard at times to figure out how to deal with that when you run out of resources.
Yeah, I think steady pressure with big things, right? Constantly, you know, putting out a few things at a time, is a way to sort of pace yourself, I think, with that deck.
Yeah.
All right, so we're seeing the pirate warrior versus the giants rogue.
Man, there were.
I really shouldn't say giants rogue because there's only 2 giants in it.
Yeah.
But there's a ton of spells, so with Valera the Hollow, you know, he can put out a ton of giants late in the game.
Yeah, you do things like Shadow Step and Vanish and just put out tons of them. And you could copy the card. I mean, there's lots of really strong possibilities.
So he's got a couple of gang ups. He's got a lab recruiter. So he is, you know, perhaps planning to put a lot of giants in his deck.
And I don't know if Chai is going to give him the time to do that. She's got a really strong opening hand here with this.
The first mate and two deck hands. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Nazaz's first mate was one of those cards that really made Pirate Warrior the powerhouse that it was, right? It just getting that 1/1 on turn 1 and a 1/3 weapon and pulling patches, it just was like a snowball effect, and it was really powerful.
And there we see for 1 mana, I guess for 2 because we used the coin. We've got 3 minions on board.
Yeah.
5 total power. Yeah, that's the explosive start you were just talking about.
Yeah.
Alex Strauss's champion with a dragon in hand. I wonder if Bananaramic will be surprised to see that after seeing the strong pirates opening.
Yeah, and he must already be worried because this is a really aggressive start, and his hand is kind of slow at this point. He's got the Elven Minstrel and the Faldori Strider, but he's about to get hit in the face with a 3/3 and just a wide board that's going to be really hard for him to handle. That's one of the things that Rogues always had problems dealing with, is wide boards, right?
Mm-hmm. Although I know I've run into odd rogues a few times with my odd paladin, and they don't seem to have trouble. Maybe I just have bad luck.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's all about how you get started, right? But man, Banana does not have many resources to deal with his board. He could backstab and trade into the 3/3, but then he's just gonna get this 3/6 coming out next turn, and he's not gonna have an answer for that. And so he just shoves the dagger into the 1/1 and it's gonna
That goes
pass.
back up.
Yeah.
So next turn, I could see, prep minstrel and then gang up on the minstrel, but that doesn't put much on the board. It will draw him a couple of minions, but we'll see what he draws.
I don't know how Banana's going to like hold off this aggressive deck that is
9 damage, so he's got 1 turn.
There is
The
5.
Corcoran Elite in hand.
Yep. Man, it's turn 3 and Banana is on 10
life.
health. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that if you're Chai, you sit there and you play the dragon and then you wait, save the Korkan for next turn.
Well, Corcoran's lethal.
Yeah. Oh, it is. Wow, counting's hard. I forgot I forgot he traded. Yep. I love these two.
Chai is giving Bananaramic the opportunity to take the noble way out,
Yeah.
but he says no. Come at me, finish me off. On
at-
turn 4. Turn 4, the pirate warrior finishes the rogue.
I'm having traumatic flashbacks to when Pirate Warrior was a thing. The version that she was running with the dragons was kind of like more like similar to the versions I kind of like to run when that deck was the thing, the dragon like tempo warrior.
Okay.
But man,
All right, so now we are down to game 5. We are down to Chai's even shaman against Bananaramic's Giants rogue.
I kind of like. Oh, did she? Okay. We'll give it a second. He thinks that she crashed.
Okay.
Yeah, she's out of there. Cool. Okay, yeah, so I think that shaman's gonna put a lot of pressure on that rogue deck, and I don't know if that rogue deck's going to be able to handle that pressure.
I think it's gonna have a little bit of trouble unless it draws some strong control early. Now on the upside for Bananaramic, right? He's seen the even shaman deck twice now, so he knows exactly what's coming at him.
Yeah.
So he can adapt his strategy for that.
But man, when there's a truck coming at you and you don't have the time to get out of the way, it doesn't matter. And I think it's man, because that rogue deck looks a little bit slow. It looks like it's made for the late game, you know?
It does seem all about making lots of giants that you then play for free because you played so many spells.
Yeah.
Right. So if you play with if you get an auctioneer, if you stay alive long enough to get out an auctioneer and crank out, he's got 8 spells in the deck that cost 0. Right. So he's got a lot of things he can do for 0 mana. And then a few others that only cost 2. So he can definitely crank out a ton of spells in a short period of time. Just got to live to get there.
It looks like Chai's back online. Let's see if her and Banana get back into the game. No rush. Okay. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, man. It kind of seems like this is the kind of deck that even Shaman is made to prey on. You guys are good. Cool. Yeah, it's been a really fun series, man. That dragon deck was a lot of fun. The Pirate Warrior dragon. I've liked what Bananas brought around.
So Chai's victories have all been with the dragons. So maybe
Yep.
she needed a dragon in her Pinata Shaman.
I mean, maybe she'll pull a dragon out of the pinata, and
Maybe. And that'll give her the win.
it's the
We
luck.
get-
I'm gonna start calling Chai Mini Kibler. Chai has made a misplay though tonight with her shaman, and that's not playing with Murgle. There is only one shaman hero, and that is Murgle.
Yeah, I will have to say I agree with you because that's I use him as my hero portrait.
He's the best. And I didn't even care that I had to go make a fake email account and level it up to 20 because I just wanted Murgle because he's the best.
Greetings, friend.
All right, so Bananaramic holds on to Edwin and a fistful of 0-cost spells.
Wow, this hand is nuts for awesome here. Oh no, Chai went off again.
So, uh-oh.
Okay, she's back. Is she back?
Okay.
I think so. Yeah.
It looks like a momentary disconnect.
Chai is going to have to pay more for her internet provider next month. And she's going for it, man. It's going to be an 8-8 and
On turn 1.
yep. And Chai has no way to deal with it either. Unfortunately for Banana right now, if she does find a way,
He's not a lot of resources left after investing everything into his Super Edwin.
yep. But getting hit in the face with an 8-8 on turn 2 will ruin your day.
It does not start things off well. And so, yep, so Bananaramic, yep, daggers up, take out the Jade,
Yeah,
and boom.
Chai needs to find an answer to this and quickly because she is in a world of hurt right now. And pinging the Edwin for 2 damage is not going to help her much. She can't face tank that either because, and their Chai's again is having connection issues.
Yep. Yeah, the Flame Wreath Faceless coming out next turn does give her something big on the board, but that gives Edwin 2 more chances to go in for the hit.
Yeah, if he goes face with this card a couple more times, it won't matter.
Yep, I think Chai needs to hope for a taunt totem
Or devolve.
or devolve.
Devolve would be.
Or a thing from below. She's played one. Has she played any totems? If she drew, well.
Oh no! Oh,
Oh,
so
now she can finish him off with the 2 damage from the eel and then a 4 power attack from the one on the board. That will
Yeah.
finish Edwin. But she is dangerously low on life already.
yeah, she's already down to 13. But fortunately for her, there is nothing going on in Banana's hand right now.
I was wondering if he would gang up on Edwin last turn, but
Yeah.
he chose not to.
Yeah, it was an interesting thing. I even wondered if he was going to play a Fan of Knives just to try to give himself some more resources.
Chai
And-
decides to hold on to the last charge of her weapon,
Yep.
of her claws.
I don't know. I mean, she's not going to be able to face tank much at this point because
Nope.
she's down so low. That devolve comes a little early. Oh, does she? Oh, I was wondering if she was gonna. Okay, maybe she Wind Furies this flameless next
The Flame
turn.
Wreath Faceless.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's not gonna. Man, if Chai pulls this out, that's nuts.
Right? Bananaramic can take out that the Flame Tongue totem. Oh no, he can't because of the healing totem.
Yep.
Oh, Eviscerate will fix that though. Although he may.
14, 16. I mean, he'll be really low, but man, he's not going to be able to do anything about it.
No. I mean, if he had backstabbed, eviscerated, and then face tanked the Faceless, but he doesn't know Wind Fury's on the other side of the board, and Chai picks up a second devolve.
Oh, that's so dirty. No.
Oh, that's gonna hurt.
Because a 4-mana 7/7 isn't bad enough by itself.
No.
Oh,
A 4-mana 7/7 that hits you twice.
yeah. And if Banana doesn't have some,
Nope.
that's not gonna do it
Nope, not gonna do it.
unless he.
Yeah, because it wouldn't. Yeah, because
Prep.
the evasion only takes effect
Okay, prep.
afterward. Nope. Prep. Yeah, so he can still draw cards.
Okay, so evasions first. He did not want to prep his prep, which is a good play.
Right, good call.
And that Shadow Step is going to be the end of this. Oh man, that was not looking good.
Yeah, if he'd drawn the sap, he would have been. If he'd been able to get it off the sap with the second prep,
Yeah.
That would have given him a little bit of a respite. And Chai BMing with walking into
Well,
the auctioneer first.
because
Oh,
it could have been the other secret, right?
the betrayal. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So we are going, and it's
We're
going to
done.
be. Yep. Okay. Let's go back to the winner, and it's going to be.
Chai takes it 3-2.
Man, it looked sketchy for her for a little bit there. Okay.
Yeah, with the 8-8 Edwin on turn 1, that was rough.
Let me add you to call. Okay. Okay. Cool. Okay. Cool. Let me pull them into this, and we will. Oh, okay, that's where it is. Okay. Cool. I want to add people. Chai. Where is she? Did she accept my friend? You want to pull her into this chat? I don't know if I have her on my friends. Chai.
I don't have her as friends in Discord.
Okay. You have to accept my friend request. And let's add Mr. Banana here. Let's see. Let's add him.
Okay.
Banana. Where is he? Did he not accept my friend request either? No. Okay.
No one wants to be your friend, Rod.
Nobody
That's
wants
sad.
to be. I mean, it's the case. You want to interview? You would have to accept my Discord friend request. Yeah. Cool. Let's see. Chai. Okay, Chai's here. And let's see. Banana. Is he here yet? Nah, he hasn't accepted yet. Did she come in? Okay, cool. Banana. Where is he? God, awesome. Man. This is not Chai. Okay. Let's add Chai. Okay, Chai is coming in, and to let us add Banana. There he is. Okay, finally here. Silly, silly Discord. Hey, what's up?
Discord is saying I started a call. I don't actually did that.
Hello.
Hello.
How's it going, sir?
It's going all right. My face is a little bit beat up after that, but
Dude, we were saying you pulled that early Edwin out that last game, and we're like, it's looking kind of rough for Chai, and then she pulled put that Wind Fury on that 7/7, and we're like, oh no.
and I was like, oh man, my face.
Well,
I felt that across the screen.
well, that's one of those texts that comes into some of those even shaman lists, right? That you don't ever really expect, and it's like, oh no.
Right, it randomly just pops out and knocks you down. I knew once I figured out her warrior was pirate dragons, I was like, oh well, my anti-control giants rogue list seems to be in an unfortunate situation here.
Yeah, that's what.
And then I saw my opening hand, and then I was like, okay, yellow the ball, let's go.
That's what we were saying before that game when Chai disconnected. We were like, oh no, like this is like your deck looked like it was built to face slower things, like you were saying, and then you got that start, and we're like, oh man, he's got a chance, and then she just chipped away at that Edwin, and then hit you in the face repeatedly with the 7/7.
Yeah, her having both
Four-
eels early.
4 mana 7/7 is pretty good. Eel's good.
Yep.
Flame Tongue's good.
Yeah, it's lots of really strong cards, and you just took advantage of them, and you played that well, man. It was pretty intimidating
Thank
for
you.
you.
I really only had like devolve and value trades were my only out,
Yep.
so I just played to it.
He was saying before you came into the call, he's like, I felt that like across the screen, you hitting him in the face at the 7/7. That was a fun.
I felt the turn 1 Edwin, and I was terrified.
Yeah.
The turn one Edwin was literally the only way I could have won that matchup, and I saw my hand. I was like, okay, only way I can win. Let's go for it.
It was a giant like with arcane giants at the top end. It was like anti-control, and
Oh, cool.
that shaman was
Yes.
just so fast for that it was problematic.
So I run
Yeah,
the
enjoy
gang ups
playing
and
your
lab
5-mana
recruiter.
4/4.
Yeah, we were wondering, Banana, if you were going to gang up the Edwin just because you had nothing to do so early in that game, you know?
I mean,
But-
I didn't want to draw Edwin Van Cleef.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, were you playing Sap or Vanish? What were you looking
Yeah,
for?
I was.
Yeah. That was
So
your
I
only.
was
That's what
looking
I was
for.
scared of.
I was like the auctioneer. I was like, okay, can I get the backstab prep sap? And I got backstab prep, and I was like, okay.
Yeah,
Also,
And then it was evasion, right?
yeah, evasion.
Yeah, okay.
that was really smart of you to do that and trade your other minion in just in case it was.
I mean, Wind Fury, it didn't matter, but
yeah. Yeah, but you just want to be safe, right?
yeah, well, it's just good to have good instincts.
Yep, it is. And I don't know how many times I've done silly things myself where like you're playing against a hunter and you're like, oh, it's got to be rat trap, and then you play 3 cards anyways. it's that kind of thing. It's secrets can be tricky, and you played around it well. So
Or like in the old days when you could get people with Vaporize, that
Yeah.
was the best.
yeah, which still happens occasionally. It makes me sad when it does. I think I was playing Wild the other day and I did, and I was like, I'm an idiot. So I wanted to say, Banana, I loved your Mali Warlock list. That was really fun.
Thank you.
Uh,
Yeah.
that list was. I saw Nate going wow in the chat when you did that, and I'm like, oh man.
When you drew the Malagos and you still had the Soulfire in hand, Rod and I were both okay. That's a lot of damage for 1 mana.
It is. I used to be a big fan and player of the original Mally Lock when it first came out. So I've always tried to see what I can do with it as expansions come out.
You guys both brought.
Dark Peddler really confused me until I saw Malagos.
Yeah.
Then I was like, oh, I remember that.
It was like we were saying. Didn't you discard your Barnes? Is that what happened? Like with the soul?
Yes,
yeah,
he did.
yeah. And it was like.
Yeah.
Chai's probably like, what the hell is he playing?
Well, I just kind of thought, oh, Barnes and Reno lock. Smart.
Yep. It was, I mean, you had plenty of doubles in that list, right? Banana?
Yeah,
absolutely.
almost
I'd
the
actually
entire
already
list is
seen Double
doubles.
Void Collar.
Yeah. It was, man, you had such great start that game with just having that Void Caller into the Void Daddy. That was really, really clutch. And we were like,
Yes.
Chai is in a lot of trouble
And then
here.
he had the Mal'Ganis follow-up, too,
Yeah.
which was pretty good.
You guys both played really, really well. That was really fun. Is there any questions you have, Wizard?
So I was curious in that particular play we were just talking about where there was the void caller on the board and a couple of big minions on the other side. Bananaramic, you had the Void Lord and another Void Caller in your hand. So
Right,
there was a chance. Basically, at that point, it was a coin flip whether you would get the one that was going to keep you alive or not. And I was wondering what you were thinking, as you were trying to decide how to play that and making that coin flip.
Well, either way, that was supposed to be a full clear, so it didn't particularly matter that I would lose the coin flip. It's just I thought my Thalnos was the Divine Shield spell damage thing, which would have full cleared.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I could have just traded the Void Caller and I would have full
Right,
cleared.
so you thought you had 2, 4, 5, 6 instead of having 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna do 2, 4, 5, and then be like, then I have Coil also to kill the guy, and I was like, okay, so this is just a full clear, and I can push 3 to face damage. I was like,
Defile is hard. Math is hard. If I was good at math, I wouldn't be playing games.
I mean, you see some of the shit these guys pull off with like these puzzles and stuff like that, and the lethal puzzles. I mean, man, some of the stuff people come up with in these scenarios is insane. But you guys both played awesome.
Yeah, totally agree. It was, and I imagine Chai must be gratifying for the to finish it with the shaman after the shaman sort of got stabilized twice. You know, where against the
Yeah,
warlock
well, I had a
and
couple
against the
thoughts,
druid.
and one of the things I thought was for the my when Banana was winning 2-1, I kind of thought, well, I really want people to see the warrior deck, and so I just queued warrior, and then
And then one in
Yeah,
four
and
it,
then
too.
I
it
had
was seen
turn 4
pretty
lethal.
quickly.
That you
So
had
that
a
was
yeah, you had an awesome start
but
with
yeah,
that
it
Chai.
was satisfying to have the quote unquote like good deck finally win a game.
It was that dragon deck was fun. When that
Thank
tempo,
you.
like in standard, when the tempo dragon was a thing, that was a lot of fun. You really had those. You had a really good start, and it does
I
that.
had a brutal start.
I meant in that game, in that dragon game. Yeah, with the shaman, you did have a brutal start, but with that dragon deck, the warrior deck, you had a really awesome time. Oh, and I would say you played that priest match really awesome too, with the playing the two threes out at the beginning and using them to keep your elemental going.
Oh, thanks. I just, Dragon Priest can be a tempo deck or it can be a combo deck, and if you have the opportunity to play force like more than a Yeti on turn 1, do it.
Yeah, it helped, and it was tempo and momentum from there. It was all really
Yeah,
fun.
they chipped for 8, which meant I didn't have to combo so big. It was good.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun for both of you guys. So, I think that's gonna wrap it up. Unless you have any more questions, Wizard.
No, I had a great time. It was fun watching you guys go at it. I definitely learned a couple of things.
If I can say one thing,
Yeah, go ahead.
so Nightmare Amalgam is extremely good, and there's no reason I think not to be playing Dragon Pirate Warrior as opposed to Dragon or Pirate Warrior,
Yeah,
because you just get access to Alex's Champ, which is like Fiery War Axe except still 2 mana. You get access to a 3/4 that is a dragon that pulls patches. You can do like dumb shit with the Curator.
yep,
Amalgam's good.
yeah.
I can neither confirm nor deny that I have already loaded that list into my client.
That I'm gonna check it out
Well,
myself.
what you should also check my Twitter for a really good Dragon Amalgam Paladin list I've been playing with Cathedral Gargoyle and Nightbane Templar, and then also Minibot and Muster, usual stuff.
I mean
All right.
the
I'll go
broken
check it out.
broken stuff that Paladin does.
Yeah, except also you have 2 more Minibots and they have taunt.
Yep. Oh, yep. Okay. Well, Chai, you wanna tell everyone where they could find you?
Absolutely. So I'm on Twitter at chai_THS. I know everyone doesn't name underscore HS. I didn't know that at the time. Chai_THS.
Okay. And do you have a Twitch or anything that you wanted to?
I do have a Twitch, yeah. Chai tea latte, all one word. And if you really like, you can check out my podcast, which is called Ephemera, EPHEMERA. It's about the internet, and it's nothing like anything you know me for.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's it's fun bringing up and doing other stuff that isn't Hearthstone related, right? So,
Yeah, and
cool.
it's good. I wouldn't be mentioning it if it weren't good.
And Banana, where do you want everyone to find you?
Wait, first, I would like to can I throw in a quick comment about one of my decks real quick.
Go ahead, man.
So, okay, so about my Giant Sword deck, it's actually one of the funnest archetypes I've been messing around with. It's basically a worse quest deck, but way awesomer in what it does. Essentially, you can think of it as quests. The quest is to draw your entire deck, and then once you have drawn your entire deck, you are playing like 3 to 4 giants every single turn afterwards, which is absolutely phenomenal.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
It is.
I was kind
cool
of
to me.
looking forward to seeing it get to go. It's just by the time it came in, it was not the right matchup for it, right? So
Right, unfortunately not.
cool. Yeah, it seems exciting, man. It's I remember of the Arcane Giant days where at the end of we're still in standard and people were doing some crazy things with those, and it's cool to see you bring them back in. Yeah, so
Right.
yeah, tell everyone where they can find you, man. Unless you want anything else to say.
No, that's it for me.
Okay.
So you can
Yep.
find me. Okay. You can find me at twitter.com/bananaramic_hs. The same thing for my Twitch. I try to stream occasionally now and then, but I'm busy with school, so it's like really random.
Yep.
But yeah,
Cool.
that's it.
Cool, man. Thank you two for playing. It was a great time. Wizard, where can everyone find you?
So I'm on Twitter at Itinerant Wizard, and also on Twitch at the same thing, twitch.tv/Itinerant Wizard. I recently started streaming, but I've been offline for a few weeks because I was on a 3-week tour around the world for work. But I'll be getting my stream going again sometime soon.
Such a slacker. I mean, I think I'd rather be touring around the world for work than streaming too. So it's okay. Okay.
And where can people find you, Rod?
Yeah, I am on Twitter at Rod_Johnston. I am on Twitch at twitch.tv/Rod_Johnston. My Hearthstone podcast is Tier 5, a Hearthstone podcast. And I have 2 other podcasts, but one's Geek Aid, which is just a geek advice show. And I have an Overwatch podcast called Enter the Iris. So you can check me out any of those places. I'm all over the place. So thanks for tuning in, everyone. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for playing, you guys. It was a blast, and we will see you guys later.
Good night, everyone.
All right, peace.